Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Don from 1A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And the next time you need a part for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to remove and reinstall the air conditioning compressor belt on this 2005 Hyundai Elantra. Pretty much the same for any era Elantra. And you'll probably need jack and jack stands. In the video, we do it on a lift, and so it's easy enough to get in there. But I think you may want to jack up the front passenger side tire and remove it, and that will give you easy access. You'll also probably want a lug wrench or 21mm socket with a breaker bar to get the lug nuts off your tire. Then 10, 12, 14mm wrenches, and also a socket and ratchet, maybe a pipe for some extra leverage.
Using a 10mm socket wrench to remove the negative from the battery. Set that aside. Alright, I've located the 12mm bolt that holds the adjuster on the alternator. I'm going to slack off that. I'm using a pipe for extra leverage. And I've located the lower nut for the alternator right here, right next to the oil filter. Use my 12mm and a wrench on my pipe for extra leverage. And I'm taking the tension off the adjuster, the 12mm wrench. And with my tensioner loose, I can push the alternator forward and sneak the belt off.
Okay, here I'm working behind the passenger side front tire, and there are two 10mm bolts that hold a splash shield in place, one near the front, one near the rear. Remove those bolts and take the splash shield out of the way.
Locate your AC belt tensioner pulley and the 12mm adjuster right here. I'm going to loosen this up. And I'm going to go ahead and loosen up this 14mm bolt center of the pulley.
Now we're just loosening up that tensioner bolt more.
And go ahead and loosen it up until you got enough room to get your belt off. Go ahead and feed the belt back up over the AC compressor. Make sure it's on there correctly. I'm going to pull it over the crank and feed it over the tensioner. Once I know everything's okay there, I can tightening up the tensioner. Checking the tension on the belt. You want it to be tight, but have just a little bit of flex.
You should be able to move the belt up and down about 1/8 of an inch once it's tight.
That's all set. Tighten up to 14 on the end of the pulley. put the alternator belt back up. I'm going to get it on the top pulley first. And around the alternator. And around the crank.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward here slightly. The belt's back on, and now we're retightening that tensioner. And you basically want to tighten it up until you can grab the belt between the pulleys, and you should be able to move the belt up and down between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch, actually closer to 1/8 of an inch. Once it's that tight, then you can use your 12mm and tighten the bolt that's on the back of the tensioner that goes into the alternator.
I'm tightening up the lower nut on the alternator. I'm reconnecting the battery.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.